Why did you put away your phone? After breaking the net, he even beat and scolded the child, and he still couldn't quit the game. Some time ago, I took you to ask Chinese entrepreneurs about a very special game studio. There, I found that top developer shooters are actually manipulating world models, and children are addicted to games. Maybe because there is something wrong with the world model. What is a world model? Simply put, is a causal map in the brain. We rely on this model to understand the world and make predictions about what is to come. For example, the baby who couldn't speak yet saw you walk over and snapped a switch on the wall, and the lights in the room turned on. His brain received the switch and the light for the first time, and then tried to build a miniature model of the world. Is there any relationship between that white square and that bright thing? I love, will it also turn on the light? Will it crawl? He may use his hand to press the switch, and the light will turn on. Predicting the causal relationship of successfully pressing the switch to turn on the light turned on was proven to be correct. The light goes out again, and it is a causal relationship that is repeated until it is completely confirmed. At this time, the world model about this switch was established. In fact, we are constantly supplementing the world model in our lives, such as cycling. You are groping for balance, how to pedal with your feet, and how to turn the front of the bike. For example, when cooking, you're trying which ingredients to match what heat and how long to fry before it tastes fragrant. Even when chatting with people, you are predicting what the other party will react to when I throw this sentence. As long as the result is right, the brain will send you dopamine to make you feel cool, and I control this matter. But the problem is precisely that the real world is not always so idealistic, and there are many things that feedback is very slow. For example, if a child learns hard for half a semester, the name may remain motionless, and long-term uncertainty will make him feel strongly frustrated. In the game, right-click, the villain will go forward and the monster will drop gold coins with a knife, which is a positive feedback that is 100% sure and returns in seconds. So, what children are addicted to is not the screen at all, but the huge feeling that as long as I work hard, it will be immediately rewarded, and I can control the world. When you rudely confiscate your phone, it seems that the problem has been solved, but the child's need for positive feedback has not been cut off. As soon as he has the opportunity, he will only absorb it twice. So what should I do? Share with you a broken fantasy. Child thinks the game is fun because he only sees superficial stimulation. Take him to the light training camps of professional players, or take them to the training studio when he sees with his own eyes that playing games once it becomes a boring 16 hours a day of muscle memory training. When it becomes a KPI that must be completed, the game's filter is completely shattered, and he will find that after the professionalization of the game, it is an anti-human drudgery. 2. Reinvent the second feedback of the perception game to raise the child's happiness prediction too high. If you are used to the high-intensity stimulation of playing games and watching videos, then going to read books and take a walk in a museum is of course not interesting. Therefore, when the child is now playing games, you can take him to reduce fat growth and live a slow life. For example, hiking together, exerting physical strength, sweating profusely, climbing to the top of the mountain to see the scenery, such as traveling together. Let him choose a hotel by himself, flip through the map, do the subway, study the power, and then cook together, learn musical instruments together, and plant flowers together. The joy of these things comes a little slowly, but in order to help the child reduce the foresight of the brain, he may find that there are still many small but certain happy games in this world, and may still be happy. But there are also various pleasures outside of the game. Replacing the joy of consumption with creative happiness. Playing games and watching videos is the happiness of consumption. This process creates almost nothing of value, and creative joy leaves you with something like a new skill, like a painting, which can be accumulated and even rewarded. So you can guide your child to build their own world model in the field of creative joy, such as playing games. Then, do you want to know how the game is made? You can make a simple game by yourself, learn art design, maybe make the style of painting better. Learn the narrative structure, and maybe have an interesting plot when he knocks out a few lines of code to make a mini-game really run. The great sense of accomplishment that I am the creator will instantly kill and simply spawn monsters and upgrade. In the final analysis, what we want to give our children is never a vacuum environment without games. It's a game, in fact, it's not that important. The broadcasting world, don't be the goalkeeper who will only break the internet. Try to be his guide. This is not easy. But for the sake of the child, take your time, cheer up, pay attention to Liu Run, and lower the cognitive threshold of business.